What I like is data. Treasury Secretary Bessent schools NBC Kristen Welker on tariff impact. I love Bessent, the way he's able to break things down for everyone to understand. He's very smart when it comes to these things, and they're trying to make like America is bad because we're imposing tariffs on countries that impose tariffs on us. How is it okay for them to I'm gonna call it tariffize. I don't know, it's just a word I made up. How is it okay for them to tariffize us, but we aren't allowed to reciprocate that? That makes no sense. We're just supposed to continue to take it. We're supposed to be we're just supposed to allow other countries to continue to take our lunch money. No, I agree with Trump. We need these tariffs. We need to punch the bully in the nose so they can stop taking our lunch money, and that's what's happening. That'll help bring businesses back, bring companies back to the United States. It'll help bring back American businesses and help build back up the blue collar, the working class. And I am all for that because we are definitely losing the middle class. The middle class have shrunk, disappeared under the Biden administration, and we need something drastic like this to bring us back and get us out of all this debt. So we're going to talk a little bit about it. We're going to play the clip, but before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon. That's where I talk about things that I can't talk about here. There's also a link to my Instagram and my X account, so follow me there as well. All right, so let's get right into the clip here. Here we go.
President Trump's tariffs are being described as the biggest tax hike on Americans in decades. They could cost the average household thousands of dollars. Republican Senator Ted Cruz had this to say. I'm going to play it, get your reaction on the other side.
Tariffs are a tax on consumers, and I'm not a fan of jacking up taxes on American consumers.
Do you acknowledge that President Trump's tariffs will cause prices to go up on a range of goods?
Well, Kristen, what I like is data. And if we look at data from President Trump's first term, and there's a big study that just came out from a group of economists, mostly at MIT, that showed that a 20% tariff on China led to a 0.7% tax or price level increase over 4 years. I think that's pretty good. If we can take in 20% in tariffs and it's a 0.7% increase. And Kristen, the little publicized story this week, everyone wants to look at the stock market going down. You know what else went down? Oil prices went down almost 15% in 2 days, which impacts working Americans much more than the stock market does. Interest rates hit their low for the year, so I'm expecting the mortgage applications to pick up.
Well, just to be very clear, though, I mean,
fair point. The only thing that the stock market right now is hurting is the very wealthy. American people, the normal average American person, is the stock market. The stock market going down a little bit is not gonna hurt them because it's a long game ultimately for most people. If your pensions is tied to it and things like that, it's the long game. America's gonna bounce back. Our stock markets always bounce back. It's just the mainstream media is trying to fearmonger to try to throw this out at Trump. They try to hit Trump with everything. The stock market is gonna crash with these tariffs and things like that. We've had tariffs before, and the stock market hasn't crashed. The stock market is still well above what was going on under Joe Biden. This is just fear mongering. That's what's going on here. It's ridiculous.
During President Trump's first terms, the cost to Americans was nearly $80 billion in new taxes due to his tariffs. Prices did go up on everything from washing machines to tires.
Hold on, but they ignored stuff going up under Biden. They never talked about that. They never talked about how expensive stuff was under Biden. We were literally in a recession, and they went and they changed the definition of a recession to protect Joe Biden, and the mainstream media went along with it. And now all of a sudden they're talking about tariffs as a tax on things, and the tariffs have just been implemented. We don't even really know what the, I'm gonna call it, side effects of this is gonna be yet. But there's still, the mainstream media is jumping on it because the stock market went down a few points. It's ridiculous.
Well, no. But let's go back. The aggregate number was 0.7, so we can discern the individual things. Also, households saw real net wages go up.
Yeah.
So if wages go up faster than prices, which is not what happened over the past 4 years, that's
Facts.
why the bottom 50% got eviscerated.
Facts. I mean, they can't argue with facts. That's why I love data. I love information, because you can say what you want, but you can't argue against facts. And again, Trump's only been in for a couple of months. Things are better. People are more optimistic, and he's actually fighting for the regular average American, which I love. But y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Leave y'all comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.